a lovely peaceful view of a turtle. But this is about the truth that sets you free. The picture is about a king sitting on a throne overlooking planet Earth. So this is something away from the Earth. So what is it? What is this truth? Who does it come from? Why do we need it? How will it change my life? And how will it save the planet from extinction? So if you're interested in those questions, please listen on. This is the first of 4 or 3 components. What is it? Everybody has their own truth as they see it. You may have seen a billboard outside a church saying, "The truth will set you free." These words are quoted from the Christian Bible as words said by Jesus. For example, we may witness an event such as an auto accident, and yet our story as a witness can vary considerably from others. Jesus was asked the question while he was under house arrest by the occupying force ruling Israel. The Roman governor Pontius Pilate asked him, "What is truth?" This secular governor respected Jesus. His wife had said to him, "He's a good man. Do not harm him." He saw the contrast between Jesus being a calm man amid the screaming and hysterical behaviour of the leading community leaders, both the religious ones and the non-religious ones of the Jews. They had violently arrested Jesus, used false witnesses to make claims that Jesus was a seditious threat to the Jewish state and nation. Pontius Pilate did not get an answer to this question, but he decided to release Jesus, professing him innocent. The leaders of the Jews and their mob made such a scene that he allowed their wishes to execute Jesus. But before he handed Jesus over, he took a dish of water and publicly washed his hands, saying, "I find no fault in him." The mob said, "May his blood be on us and our children." Later it became evident that the God of the Jews abandoned the Jewish nation because they'd murdered his son. When Jesus died mid-afternoon, the sky went dark, the earth shook, an earthquake, and the holy curtain in the Jewish temple tore in two. A Roman guard who witnessed Jesus' death said he truly was God's son. What is the difference then between those following Christ to those remaining within secular society? Was truth connected to the quality of love? If Jesus had found the truth, where did he get it and what is it? Love. He said, "Love your neighbour as yourself." One Jewish man asked Jesus, "Who is my neighbour?" Jesus said, "The man who puts himself out to provide physical and emotional support to another human person is a true neighbour." This was illustrated by the telling of the parable of the Good Samaritan. Culturally, the Jews were prejudiced against many foreigners, and this was especially included Samaritans, their closest neighbours. Sadly, most human societies practice this selfish, divisive behaviour that even causes kind people to be persecuted. What about us today? What can we learn from this? Have human societies in the past operated in a manner that breached the truth? Well, it seems they had, and this truth was expressed by Christ. It then has political, cultural and religious systems. Have they changed today in today's society? No. It remains the same, but today the human race has increased in size so much that now it threatens the whole planet and life on it, both human and animal. So now it is vital to find out this truth and apply it so that we can save both ourselves, our children, our grandchildren, and of course, our planet. Free will. Humans have free will, meaning that they can't be forced to show this specific love to their fellow human on Earth if they don't want to. Human organisations based on principles that breach the specific love need to be eradicated. Is there the will to do this, even if it costs the loss of money, wealth, prestige and power? Sadly, those in power will not give up these treasures. They would rather fight, use nuclear weapons, military and financial power to retain their status quo. If the religious authorities around the world asked the governmental authorities to give up these treasures, they would eradicate them as well. We know historically that the first ones to side with the government were in fact the religious authorities, because they gained influence over their own people through agreement with the ruling government. In our time, that's the political governments we know. So the conclusion to this section: the majority in control of the financial, religious and political system are not prepared to change under any circumstances. Those ordinary people who live under this control are trapped. Their main concern, and I'm sure you feel like this yourself, is how they can cope, care for their families as conditions progressively worsen. These victims may in their distress be willing to change, but their main concern at the present time is their own survival, which is a fair point. So ruling humans cannot save themselves. They are in fact responsible for the pending disaster. So next time we're going to ask, is it hopeless? Is it hopeless? Is there a solution? How difficult is it going to be? And what is the plan of the grand Creator? So the scriptural references that have been mentioned, I'm just going to go through these and then this video section of the video will stop, and the next one will be available in about 7 days. Pontius Pilate, Matthew 27, 24 and 25. The Good Samaritan, Luke 10, 33. And that is it. So, and don't forget, those scriptures need to be read around. Reading just a section, one piece of verse, is not sufficient. You need to read the section of scripture to get the understanding, to get the context. Thank you once again, and hopefully see you again.